Alex Hormozi runs 9-figure businesses. He wrote the book on offers most operators have on their shelf. This month, he went public with his Claude setup, and the whole AI marketing crowd stopped scrolling. He's quit writing prompts. He's writing 3 files instead. That's the headline. The mechanics matter more. Hormozi's setup is a folder called Claude Context with 3 markdown files, plus a global instruction that tells Claude to read those files at the start of every session. Now the context never has to be retyped. Claude just knows. Hi, my name is Maike Intro, Non-Dim's AI avatar. Non and the Seller Labs team have written the script for this video. We've sold over $80 million on Amazon since 2012, and our platform downloads over 50,000 Amazon reports every single day. We're your guide to the AI revolution in e-commerce. If you like this, click like and subscribe so you don't fall behind while your competitors figure this out first. Most Amazon sellers using Claude are typing the same context into every chat. Top SKUs unit cost, ACoS target, margin bands, decision rules. The first prompt of every session is 50 to 100 words of background before the actual ask. Multiply that by every workflow you've built. Ad audits, listing checks, profit pulses, supplier emails, returns analysis, and you've retyped your business context hundreds of times. That's not the slow version of using Claude. That's the only version most operators know. Earlier this week, we walked through the 4-component spec for one workflow: inventory, constraint layer, decision unit, and output, audit loop. That's still the right shape for a buildable prompt. The shift this week is what happens when you realize 2 of those 4 components, your inventory and your constraints, never change between workflows. They're the same numbers, the same boundaries, every Claude session you run. They don't belong inside any single prompt. They belong above every prompt as persistent files. 3 files for an Amazon FBA business. File 1 is Claude.md at your project root. This is the file Claude code reads first on every session. In Cursor, it lives as a rule under .cursor/rules. In Cowork, it sits in your workspace folder. Inside Claude.md, you write 3 things: your role, and write it concrete, not generic. Something like 7-figure FBA brand owner in kitchen and home, managing 42 active ASINs across 2 parent brands, $12,000 a month in sponsored product spend. Primary marketplace is the US. Your scope: which decisions you own outright, which decisions you want surfaced for approval, what dollar threshold of impact matters to you, what categories you don't sell in, so Claude stops suggesting them. Plus, 1 line at the top that says always read business-inventory.md and constraint-layer.md before any work, and never quote numbers not in business-inventory.md. That 1 line is what turns the other 2 files from documents you wrote into context Claude loads automatically. File 2 is business-inventory.md. Top 15 to 20 SKUs with ASIN, product name, unit cost, FDA fee, referral fee, returns rate, margin class. The same numbers from earlier this week's spec, except instead of pasting them into one workflow, they live in a single file Claude reads every session. Every profit calculation now anchors to your real numbers. And when you launch a SKU, cut a SKU, when a unit cost shifts, when Amazon raises a fee, paste the change at the start of your next session and ask Claude to update business-inventory.md for you. The file stays alive only if you maintain it. A stale inventory file is worse than no file at all. File 3 is constraint-layer.md. Your never-do list, written line by line. Never bid jump a keyword above a dollar amount you set without surfacing for approval. Never auto-pause a hero SKU campaign. Never issue refunds above a threshold without your confirmation. Never add more than 5 negative keywords from a single day's report. The constraint layer file is what stops the $800 overspend before it happens. The bid jumped to $8 because Claude misread last week's data, burned the daily budget in 90 minutes. That whole class of mistake stops at the file level once your constraints are persistent. If this is the kind of insight you want for your business, hit subscribe. We do this every week. The architecture itself is the unlock. Anthropic open-sourced 11 Cowork plugins in January across sales, finance, legal, customer support, and data analysis. Different domains, same architectural shape, each one paired with a workspace folder where the user drops their own context files. That's the structural choice the model maker's own engineering team made. Hormozi runs 9-figure operations on the same pattern. The architecture scales from Anthropic's production team to the 7-figure FBA seller because the shape is the same. The compound payoff is where this earns its keep. And the workflows from the last few videos are exactly where you'll feel it. Your match type harvester from a few weeks ago, your SKU profit pulse from earlier this week, plus a listing doctor, a reimbursement finder, a supplier email drafter. Every one of them used to start with you pasting your top SKUs and your constraints into the prompt. Now they all read from the same 3 files. The first workflow you build with this architecture still takes its full spec time. The second workflow is materially faster because the inventory and the constraints are already written. By the 5th workflow, you're writing only the new logic, the output shape, the audit cadence, and pointing at files that already exist. The bottleneck used to be your typing. Tactical close. Pick Claude.md to write tonight because it's the file Claude reads first, and you'll feel the quality lift in your very next session. 1 paragraph on your role, 7-figure FBA brand owner, primary categories, account scale. 1 paragraph on your scope, which decisions you own outright, which decisions you want surfaced, what dollar threshold matters to you. 1 line at the top telling Claude to read business-inventory.md and constraint-layer.md before any work. That's it. No never-do list in this file yet. That's the constraint layer file you write next. Drop your finished Claude.md in your project root. Run your next Claude session. Watch the model preload it. 15 minutes of setup pays off every Claude session after. Which of the 3 files have you already started? Your Claude.md, your business-inventory.md, or your constraint-layer.md? Drop it below.